Popular beliefs in construction that are not true but need debunking. The construction industry is one of the oldest and most essential sectors in the world, yet it remains one of the most misunderstood. Steeped in tradition and often resistant to change, the industry has accumulated generations of rules of thumb, half-truths, and outright myths that continue to influence decisions made by owners, architects, contractors, and even the general public. Some of these misconceptions lead to poor project outcomes, blown budgets, and strained relationships. Others perpetuate negative stereotypes that make it harder to recruit talented workers into the trades. Below is an expanded look at some of the most persistent false beliefs in construction, and the realities that debunk them. 1. Myth: adding more workers to a delayed project will speed it up. The reality: in project management, this concept is known as Brooks' Law, originally coined in software engineering but equally applicable to construction. Adding manpower to a late project makes it later. The debunk: construction sites are bound by physical space. A concrete pour, a steel erection sequence, or a drywall installation can only accommodate so many hands before workers are literally tripping over one another. When too many tradespeople occupy the same zone, congestion increases, safety risks multiply, and coordination becomes a nightmare. Furthermore, every new worker added to a site requires onboarding, safety orientations, and supervision. This pulls experienced foremen and superintendents away from their primary tasks to manage the newcomers. Communication channels become overloaded, and the marginal productivity of each additional worker drops sharply. The better approach to recovering a delayed schedule is to resequence work, authorize overtime for existing crews, or identify and remove the actual bottlenecks causing the delay. 2. Myth: concrete stops curing, or is fully dry, after 28 days. The reality: the 28-day mark is not a chemical endpoint. It is simply the industry standard testing interval used to measure compressive strength. The debunk: concrete does not dry in the way paint or wood does. It cures through a chemical reaction called hydration, in which water reacts with cement compounds to form crystalline structures that give the material its strength. At 28 days, concrete typically reaches about 95 to 99% of its design strength, which is why engineers use that benchmark. However, the hydration process continues for months, years, and even decades as long as moisture remains available. Many older concrete structures are actually stronger today than they were when they were first poured. This is why ancient Roman concrete structures still stand, while some modern mixes are designed for century-long durability. Believing concrete is done at 28 days leads to poor long-term maintenance decisions and a misunderstanding of how the material behaves over time. 3. Myth: construction is a low-tech, unskilled manual labor industry. The reality: this is perhaps the most damaging myth of all, because it discourages young people from entering the trades and leads the public to undervalue the work. The debunk: modern construction is one of the most technologically advanced industries in the world. Today's job sites rely on building information modeling, BIM, which creates detailed 3D digital twins of structures before a single shovel hits the ground. Drones survey sites, mapping progress, and identifying hazards. Laser scanners verify that installed elements match design tolerances down to the millimeter. Autonomous bulldozers and GPS-guided grading machines perform earthwork with centimeter-level precision. Skilled tradespeople, electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, iron workers, and equipment operators undergo years of apprenticeship and certification. They read complex blueprints, operate sophisticated machinery, and solve real-time engineering problems. The idea that construction is merely digging ditches ignores the enormous technical expertise required to build safe, efficient structures. 4. Myth: strict safety protocols kill productivity. The reality: some site managers and subcontractors still view safety harnesses, daily toolbox talks, and hazard assessments as annoying interruptions that slow down the work. The debunk: the data tells a completely different story. Safety and productivity are directly correlated. A safe site is a well-organized site, and organized sites run more efficiently. Conversely, a single accident can shut down an entire project for days or weeks. While OSHA conducts investigations, evidence is preserved, and morale collapses. The financial impact of a serious incident, including medical costs, insurance premium spikes, litigation, and schedule delays, far outweighs the few minutes spent conducting a safety briefing. Contractors with the best safety records consistently report higher profit margins, better worker retention, and fewer schedule overruns. Safety is not the enemy of speed, it is the foundation of it. 5. Myth: value engineering just means cutting costs and using cheaper materials. The reality: the term value engineering (VE) has become a dreaded phrase on many projects because owners and contractors often use it as a euphemism for slashing the budget by stripping quality. The debunk: true value engineering is about optimizing function per dollar spent, not simply choosing the cheapest option. A proper VE exercise asks, can we achieve the same performance, durability, and aesthetic goal for less money? Sometimes the answer is yes, perhaps a different structural system or a more readily available material achieves the same result at lower cost. But sometimes VE actually recommends spending more upfront. For example, installing a complex blueprints, operate sophisticated machinery, and solve real-time engineering problems. The idea that construction is merely digging ditches ignores the enormous technical expertise required to build safe, efficient structures. 4. Myth: strict safety protocols kill productivity. The reality: some site managers and subcontractors still view safety harnesses, daily toolbox talks, and hazard assessments as annoying interruptions that slow down the work. The debunk: the data tells a completely different story. Safety and productivity are directly correlated. A safe site is a well-organized site, and organized sites run more efficiently. Conversely, a single accident can shut down an entire project for days or weeks. While OSHA conducts investigations, evidence is preserved, and morale collapses. The financial impact of a serious incident, including medical costs, insurance premium spikes, litigation, and schedule delays, far outweighs the few minutes spent conducting a safety briefing. Contractors with the best safety records consistently report higher profit margins, better worker retention, and fewer schedule overruns. Safety is not the enemy of speed, it is the foundation of it. 5. Myth: value engineering just means cutting costs and using cheaper materials. The reality: the term value engineering (VE) has become a dreaded phrase on many projects because owners and contractors often use it as a euphemism for slashing the budget by stripping quality. The debunk: true value engineering is about optimizing function per dollar spent, not simply choosing the cheapest option. A proper VE exercise asks, can we achieve the same performance, durability, and aesthetic goal for less money? Sometimes the answer is yes, perhaps a different structural system or a more readily available material achieves the same result at lower cost. But sometimes VE actually recommends spending more upfront. For example, installing a higher efficiency HVAC system or a more durable roofing membrane may cost more initially but dramatically reduces lifecycle maintenance and energy costs over the 30 to 50-year life of the building. When VE is done correctly, it protects the owner's long-term investment rather than merely protecting the short-term budget. 6. Myth: the lowest bidder is always the best choice. The reality: public procurement laws often mandate selecting the lowest responsible bidder, and private owners frequently follow suit, assuming the lowest number equals the best deal. The debunk: in construction, the lowest bid is often a red flag. It can mean the contractor missed critical scope items, plans to use underqualified subcontractors, or intends to recover profit through aggressive change orders once the project is underway. This creates an adversarial relationship from day one. Studies in construction procurement consistently show that projects awarded to the lowest bidder experience higher rates of disputes, change orders, and schedule overruns compared to projects awarded based on qualifications, past performance, or best value criteria. A bid that is significantly lower than the others should prompt questions, not celebration. 7. Myth: sustainable, green construction is always too expensive. The reality: many developers and owners dismiss LEED certification, net zero design, and sustainable materials as luxury add-ons that blow the budget. The debunk: while certain high-performance systems carry upfront premiums, many sustainable strategies cost little to nothing extra. Passive design, orienting a building to maximize natural light and ventilation, requires good planning, not expensive materials. Optimizing the building envelope with better insulation and high-performance windows has become increasingly affordable. Reducing material waste through prefabrication saves money on both materials and disposal fees. Furthermore, the long-term return on investment is substantial. Energy-efficient buildings dramatically reduce utility costs. Green buildings often command higher rental rates and property values. When evaluated over a 20 or 30-year life cycle rather than just the construction phase, sustainable building almost always wins financially. 8. Myth: change orders mean the contractor is being greedy. The reality: owners often view change orders with deep suspicion, assuming the contractor is padding margins or exploiting the situation. The debunk: while bad actors exist, the vast majority of change orders stem from legitimate, unforeseen circumstances. Subsurface conditions, undocumented utilities, unexpected bedrock, contaminated soil, cannot always be detected during the design phase. Owners themselves frequently request design changes after construction has begun. Regulatory agencies may impose new requirements mid-project. Construction is inherently complex, and no set of blueprints can perfectly predict every condition on a physical site. Treating every change order as an act of bad faith poisons the working relationship and discourages transparency. A better approach is to establish clear change order procedures and fair pricing mechanisms in the contract from the start. 9. Myth: design build always guarantees a faster, cheaper project. The reality: the design build (DB) delivery method, where a single entity handles both design and construction, is often marketed as the universal solution to project delays and budget overruns. The debunk: design build can be faster because construction can begin before final designs are complete, a process called fast tracking. However, this comes with a significant trade-off: reduced owner control. In the traditional design bid-build model, the architect serves as the owner's advocate, reviewing the contractor's work for compliance with the plans. In DB, the designer works for the builder, which can create conflicts of interest. If the owner's performance requirements are not meticulously defined in the initial contract, the DB team may value engineer quality out of the project to protect their margin. Design build is an excellent delivery method for the right project, but it is not automatically superior in every scenario. 10. Myth: you don't need a degree or specialized training to work in construction. The reality: the phrase, "I'll just go work in construction," is often used dismissively, implying the industry is a fallback for those without education. The debunk: skilled trades require rigorous apprenticeships that typically last 3 to 5 years, combining thousands of hours of on-the-job training with classroom instruction. Electricians, plumbers, welders, and heavy equipment operators must pass licensing exams and maintain continuing education. Construction managers, engineers, and estimators often hold bachelor's or master's degrees. The industry demands a blend of physical skill, mathematical reasoning, spatial awareness, and increasingly, digital literacy. 11. Myth: bigger equipment always gets the job done faster. The reality: there is a temptation to throw the largest excavator, crane, or bulldozer at a problem, assuming raw power equals speed. The debunk: oversized equipment can actually slow a project down. Large machines require more space to maneuver, consume more fuel, cause greater ground disturbance, and may require special transport permits. On tight urban sites, a smaller, more agile machine can outperform a larger one simply because it can access the work area. Matching equipment size to the specific task, site constraints, and soil conditions is far more effective than defaulting to the biggest option available. 12. Myth: you can't pour concrete or build in cold weather. The reality: many people assume construction grinds to a halt in winter, especially in northern climates. The debunk: while cold weather does present challenges, modern construction techniques have largely overcome them. Concrete can be poured in freezing temperatures using heated enclosures, curing blankets, accelerating admixtures, and heated mixing water. Steel erection, framing, and interior work continue year-round. In fact, some contractors prefer cold weather work because frozen ground provides stable access for heavy equipment that would otherwise sink in mud. With proper planning and cold weather protocols, construction is truly a 12-month industry. 13. Myth: modular and prefabricated construction is inferior in quality. The reality: prefabricated and modular construction is sometimes dismissed as cheap or temporary, a holdover stigma from mid-century mobile homes. The debunk: modern modular construction takes place in climate-controlled factories where materials are protected from weather damage, quality control is tighter, and tolerances are measured with laser precision. Factory-built components often exceed the quality of site-built equivalents because they are constructed in ideal conditions rather than in rain, wind, or extreme heat. Major hospitals, hotels, apartment buildings, and even high-rise projects worldwide now use modular methods to reduce waste, shorten schedules, and improve consistency. 14. Myth: the more expensive the material, the better the building. The reality: owners and designers sometimes equate high cost with high quality, assuming that specifying the most expensive finish or structural material guarantees a superior outcome. The debunk: material selection should be driven by fitness for purpose, not price tag. An expensive marble countertop in a high-traffic commercial kitchen is a poor choice because it stains and etches easily, while a far less expensive quartz composite performs beautifully. Similarly, overspecifying structural steel in a building that could safely use engineered timber wastes money without improving performance. Good design and good construction are about matching the right material to the right application, not simply spending the most. 15. Myth: technology will eventually replace construction workers entirely. The reality: with the rise of robotics, 3D printing, and artificial intelligence, some predict that human construction workers will become obsolete. The debunk: while technology will continue to automate certain repetitive tasks, bricklaying, drywall finishing, rebar tying, the nature of construction makes full automation impractical for the foreseeable future. Every job site is unique. Conditions change daily. Unforeseen problems require human judgment, adaptability, and problem solving. Technology will augment construction workers, making them safer and more productive, but it will not eliminate the need for skilled hands and experienced minds on site. Final thoughts. Debunking these myths matters because false beliefs lead to poor decisions. Owners who chase the lowest bid end up with cost overruns. Managers who throw extra workers at a delay make the delay worse. A public that views construction as unskilled labor starves the industry of the talent it desperately needs. The construction industry builds the hospitals, schools, roads, and homes that civilization depends on. It deserves to be understood accurately, managed intelligently, and respected for the extraordinary complexity it involves. Challenging outdated assumptions is the first step toward building better.
If you want to read the full transcript of this video, and also other construction-related material that could benefit you in whatever decisions you make in the future about whatever construction work you might be contemplating, please click the link to go to my website. And if you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. I am happy to help you. Thanks.